Hi folks, here's my latest mold. This was made from handles from a single cavity 9mm. That was a one cavity. I made a 3 cavity 22 caliber. I made the blocks and I machined it, if you want to call it that, milled it on a mini lathe, which was incredibly tedious and difficult. I made a lever type with a fulcrum for opening the sprue plate. That way you don't have to bang on anything, it just lifts right up. I mean, that's about a 10-to-1 lever there that opens real easy. I use a thicker sprue plate. I also used, instead of way Lee does it, pushing pins in and just held in there by the press fit. I use, for the locating pins, I use 5/16 hard cap screws for the receiving pin, and 1/4 20 cap screws for the pin parts, the ones that go in. So these guys are 1/4 20, and the pin mount, or the pin areas that they go in, are 5/16. So you get a little more room there and close. And then this, I got this little extra here. But that's a 3 cavity 22 in a single cavity mold handles. It's a little bit longer than the actual single cavity mold that it came from, but I could have got 4 cavities in there for 22. Now these are cores for 22 long rifle. They could easily be used as cores for making jacketed 22 bullets, like everybody does, a 22 222 3s, and then force them in the copper. I use the same. These are 40 grain. They actually drop at 40. These drop at 41.5 grain. And because when I swage them, I get a little extra, and it's better to have them a little big than a little small. You can see it doesn't do a perfect. My machining doesn't do perfect on that lathe, but I managed to machine in the gas vents, and it works. It works pretty good. But a lot of work without a mill. But if I were to just have to drill those holes, if I bought blocks, those can be drilled on a drill press as long as you set it up to drill square. You don't want them going in on an angle. It's easy. I mean, if I had drill blocks, if I had mold blocks, I could just set it on the drill press and drill the 3 holes after I laid them out well. And you can, as I mentioned before, you can sneak up on how deep they are. Now, I know how deep to make these because I've made molds before, and I know I've got everything all measured out with my number 2 ogive drill bit. So there you are. And these aren't plunge drilled. These have narrower inlets because I'm trying to mold them in the shape of the heeled bullet, so it doesn't cut the heel when I swage them. There you go, my latest. Just finished that. This job took me, let's see, 50 hours, I think, or more maybe, to make this stupid thing. Anyway, I'm getting better as I go. Each one I make is a little better.